She played the fiddle in an Irish band, but she fell in love with an Englishman. Kissed her on the neck and then I took her by the hands. And baby, I just wanna dance.
Hey, what's up guys? I'm Blue Eyed Girl and today I'm going to be doing a Halloween makeup video. And I have all my makeup here, so I'm really going to try and do a deer. So a picture of that should be popping up now. And so let's get started. Okay, so first I'm going to be using my CoverGirl blush, or it's like a powder for my face, and I'm pretty much just going to layer that all over my face. It is sort of light brown, so it should give my face a bit of highlight. And we'll make sure to layer that to give it a nice brown highlight. We are going to darken it more because this pretty much is just to make your face glow a bit. And next we're going to make sure our eyelashes are nice and curled. That way they really get that like big deer look eye to it. And adding some dark brown eyeshadow will also help make it stand out a bit more. So once we're done doing that, we are going to grab our, where is it? Can't find it. Where did I put it? Okay, next we're going to use I'm going to be using my e.l.f. blush packet, and I am going to be using the dark brown to give it also more of a glowing look and to darken my face up a bit more. And we're pretty much just going to be doing this on my cheeks and my forehead a bit, just like in the photo where it's a bit darker on the cheeks and the forehead. We're going to make sure we get a nice layer of that on. And even if it does stand out a ton, we are going to be blending it, so we sort of want it to stand out right now. Yeah, I don't really know how I'm doing because this is my first Halloween makeup that I'm doing on my own. Normally somebody does it for me, so yeah. And we make sure we get it on our cheeks and nice and layered on our forehead. And make sure it's even on both sides, or it's probably not even for me. But I'm trying my best right now, guys, so. Make sure we get it in. Remember, right now it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to be adding it in with like a lighter tone, but still like a darker tone that I'm going to be using later. So right now we just want to dimmen up those spots. And make sure you get under your eyes too, so that way it sort of blends it together a bit more. Next we're going to be using some more of that light, I accidentally hit my mic. We're going to be using more of that light powder to get around the spots that aren't so dark. Sort of make sure that we get those still a bit dimmer but still lighter, so that way it starts to blend a bit more before we add the concealer. And we'll only be doing that in light splotches, well, light dots technically, to make like the little dots on the deer face. But right now we're just going to worry about blending the edges and the sides. And we do want to get it over a bit on the darker part, the darker shades that we made, to make sure that it just blends in really nicely. Well, not exactly really nice right now, but still. I just want it to blend is the whole thing that we're trying to accomplish right now. And I'm going to take a few more dabs around the cheeks to sort of like mark the spots where I will start to be adding the concealer dots. And this is my concealer tone. You guys can use a darker or a lighter kind if you would like, but I will be using like my skin color kind, and we're just going to be like dotting it onto the dim parts that we did. And remember, they don't have to be completely perfect, but you do want them to be round. And we are going over this in a layer. We are going to layer these a bit more to make sure that they stand out, because right now we're pretty much just patting it on, and then we're going to add more and more layers to get that nice and splotchy. And you want to make sure that you have enough, but not too much and not too little. And they don't have to be evenly placed, because the nice thing about your cheeks is you want them to be sort of like placed like all over the place. Now for this cheek, I accidentally used a little bit less than I should have concealer on that one. But on this side, I don't really do too bad, so yeah. And you just want to be dabbing it on there again. And just a few dabs. And then we are going to start to be splotching the dabs to make them sort of blend in, but also stand out. And then the forehead, you want to get a good amount to make sure it really stands out. We didn't do too bad, guys. One of my cheeks is still a little dim, but I think we're going to add a little bit more to that to make it sort of even with the other cheek. A bit more, and we just want to dab it here. This is probably the hardest part, because if you don't get enough concealer on one dot, then you need more for it, but then it ends up being too much, and it might end up being more than the others, and it's just very hard to even out. Okay, so now I'm going to be using my MAC Studio to get that sort of white glow. Like, oh, it shut for a second. Let me get that back open. And we're going to be using the white to sort of make that glow for above the eyes and under the eyes. And just need to grab something. Okay, but first we will dim out the eyebrows just before we add on the white powder. I'm sorry, guys. We first are going to be doing the lines for the nose to make it more pointed. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to do all of this stuff But we will, after this part, be adding the white glow and then some depth to our eyebrows. I'm just going to take a brush. And you're going to want to try to do it in a straight but sort of circular line. I don't know. I tried to do mine straight, but it sort of turned out circular. And it didn't turn out that bad in the end. It just wasn't as neat as I hoped it would be. But yeah, we'll keep adding a bit more to give it more depth and make it darker to the sides. And that on a little more. And you want to make sure that you really get the sides. Hopefully you guys can make it a little bit cleaner than mine, but I was running out of makeup wipes and I wanted to save the few that I had left to be able to take off all this makeup in the end, where we're layering so much of it on. Okay. And now we are going to be adding that depth to well, first we're going to be adding the highlights to our nose. Sorry guys, we do use this palette for our nose and our eyebrows. So we will do the shading on the nose first, and you want it to be sort of tan. You want it to be sort of like a light tan and a dark tan at the same time. So you don't want it to be too light, but you also don't want it to be too dark, or else it won't really stand out too much, because we don't want it to stand out too much, but we also don't want it to blend in too much. And I'd say the nose was the hardest part. So let me grab something, because we are going to do that little black tip on the nose. Let me just mark out some lines first to show where I am going to be adding it. Now, it won't be exactly like the picture, because in the picture she had it like curving up and going under, and it was all perfect. And so we're going to outline this with the skinny, like, this is actually eye shine. This is eye shine. This is actually eyeliner that we are marking my nose with. You guys can use whatever you want, but I just found that my eyeliner worked best to sort of mark out the places. And when we fill this in, we will be evening it up because it is a little sideways right now. And anyway guys, I'm sorry, the deer sort of takes a lot of depth for it, and I don't know, I'm just trying my best right now, so yeah. You can fill that in as best as you can. Now, I don't really mind it being a little off since I'm just wearing this makeup for the video. But if you guys are doing this for like Halloween or something, you might want to take a little bit more time to add more detail to it. And I'm going to be taking this. And now we're going to be adding the white highlights for the sort of like above the eyebrow and under the eyes a little bit. So we're going to be using the white. And I'm using more of a shimmery white. You guys can use whatever you want, but I think the shimmery white sort of stands out on my skin. You want to make sure to get a lot of it on your brush. And definitely do not wear black pants for this part, guys. and you just sort of want to do it in a circular motion. Well, not a circular motion, but you want it to get it right across your eyebrows and right under your eyelids. That way it really pops out from the rest of the brown. We're going to get that on the sides and under that eye. Make sure it really stands out and that it shimmers a little. I don't know, you guys don't have to make your shimmer. I just like the shimmer a bit because it gives it some more depth. I don't know, I'm sort of rushing here, guys, because I don't have a lot of time for this video. I am trying my best, though. Yep. Get it in that way. And this is the first time that I'm trying this design, so I have not really prepared for the tools that I'm going to need for this video, which is why I have to keep grabbing stuff. I'm sorry, guys. But anyways, that you want to make sure that you layer the white really nice. It got a little in my eye, sorry guys. Blend it right over our eyebrows, and you can pretty much go as high as you want with like the arch of it. I kept it pretty low so that way it wouldn't cover over my dots. Okay, and for that we are going to be moving on to the eyebrows. So let me grab my stuff and make sure that my white lines are marked up, well, not perfectly, but they look nice. Let me grab this. Okay, sorry, my shoulder is falling. Hopefully I didn't get any makeup. Well, not my shoulder, but my sweatshirt is falling. And we are going to be using the Beauty Gems. And it's sort of like this big packet that opens up, but I will not open it all up. I'm just going to be using the dark brown to this to give some shading to our eyebrows. Now this is actually eyebrow powder that I am using. And my eyebrows, the way I layered it, I actually came out a little bit wider than I wanted it to. But that's okay. If you guys would like it skinnier, you can make it. I just didn't get in the arch very much to my eyebrows because I was trying to go fast. Because I actually ended up doing this video pretty late at night. And I was tired afterwards, and just trying to get through this so that way, you guys can hopefully, if you want to wear deer makeup, you can go trick-or-treating after this, and hopefully yours will look a little bit better than mine. If you guys do do the deer makeup, please send me a picture, and send me a picture in the comments so that way I can see how all of you designed it, because you can pretty much design yours any way you want. Well, technically do it, not design, but for this bottom lip, I'm just going to be taking some skin color gel. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to come up with things to talk about to pass the time while we're getting all the shading in, because it does take quite a while to get the shading in and everything, and the depth for everything. And after we're done with the lips, we will be doing the depth for under our eyebrows and our eyeshadow. I get a little bit of the gunk on my hands, guys. I'm gonna grab some more. We're going to be doing the top lip a darker color, because if you guys checked in the picture, she had like, well, the full picture didn't fit in, but like she had her like bottom lip tan and she had her top lip black, but where I don't have black, I am just going to be using my dark red. And you have to make like a fish face to make sure that your bottom lip and your top lip don't mix, because if they do, then you'll have like a skin tone red lips. Unless you guys want that, then you can, but I think I'll stick with the depth and just layer it a lot. At the time, I didn't have the red lip gloss with me that I should have used, because it like stains your lips, the kind that I have, and it takes a while to get it off, so I just decided to go with my dark red lip gloss, and we are going to take some of the tan color to mix in with sort of that white skin color. Just a little bit to add a bit more to it. And add a bit more of the red to the top lip. And this is like the finished look. Besides, all we have to do now, guys, is add the depth under our eyes and our eyeshadow. Now, if you guys would like to put on mascara, you can. I just decided not to. But as you guys know, everything is totally up to you what colors you use. I am using my dark brown again from my brown beauty packet that I had before. And you want to really layer it because you want it to give it that good depth. Sorry guys, I've been saying the word depth a lot in this video. Yeah. Now this powder is sort of the powder that started to spread on my face because I started layering it too much, and you guys don't really have to. I just, like I said before, trying to get through the video. Not that I'm not loving this video, but, you know, I'm just trying to make it a little bit faster for you guys, because if I took the time it needed to be perfect, it would probably take about 40 minutes, and I didn't want the video to have to take that long. So we're going to be adding a like dark tan, but still lighter than the dark brown for our eyelid. Using that now. Again, mine's not perfect. Okay, we're going to be grabbing a bit